This is TTT. Live for local.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Commercial operations aboard the Blue Wave Harmony are set to begin on Monday, today. Meanwhile, the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Farley Augustine, has urged Tobagoans to explore alternatives to food importation and intensify efforts toward achieving greater food security. Speaking during a media conference on Sunday, he gave an update on the Blue Wave with statistics on items transported.
If you look at Friday's sailings had 182 vehicles. Friday's sailing had 30 trucks and trailers, 100 trucks, 21 vans, 11 cars, had 8 containers 20 feet in length. We had 8 flatbeds 40 feet in length. But if I go back to the previous days, I'm realizing a similar pattern.
Mr. Augustine urged Tobagoans to pursue new strategies for ensuring a stable and reliable local food supply, stressing the need to strengthen local agriculture and agro-processing. He said reducing the island's dependence on food imported by sea would not only improve resilience, but also create greater economic opportunities for local farmers and producers.
Cannot be that our permanent solution is to just have a boat that works all the time. That cannot be the solution. That cannot be how we achieve food security.
The acting director of the Community Development Division in the Ministry of Community Development and Culture says the Period Poverty Project is growing in momentum and will be expanded. Omade Bisan was speaking at the table and leg of the ministry's community outreach activity that seeks to bring services to people where they live. She noted that the Period Poverty Project is making progress in educating and assisting women and young girls in need.
This program was piloted in Mayaro district where 30+ persons benefited. To date, we have gone around the country, and what we do is we have educational lectures on feminine health and menstrual hygiene. The RHAs would normally do this for us on a voluntary basis. So they get the education on it, and they also are the recipients of period poverty packages.
She says the Cancer Society is also playing a major role in the activity to ensure that women in poverty circumstances get proper preventative coverage.
The Cancer Society plays such an important part in all of this, and they have seen it fit to partner with us, where they provide 25 pap smears free of charge to the Community Development Division. So everywhere we go and we have this End Period Poverty Project, the Cancer Caravan is there with us.
Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Ravi Ratiram visited farmers at the Caroni rice lands on Sunday, meeting with a wide cross-section of rice growers to hear their concerns firsthand. During a tour of the fields, farmers highlighted ongoing challenges with reliable access to irrigation water emerging as a major issue. Minister Ratiram has since pledged to convene a follow-up meeting later this week, bringing together rice growers, senior officials of the Water and Sewage Authority and the ministry's engineering division to identify practical solutions and develop a coordinated action plan. The minister also met with crop farmers in Bejukal, who outlined operational difficulties affecting production. He reaffirmed his commitment to addressing their concerns and indicated that further discussions will be held as part of a collaborative effort to strengthen the agricultural sector and support sustainable food production. In sport now, Cricket West Indies President Kishore Shallow has commended the regional squad for their resilience and unity during the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, despite exiting in the Super 8 stage after a 5-wicket loss against India on Sunday. He highlighted Captain Shea Hope's leadership, the team's 5 wins in 7 matches, and the fighting spirit that resonated with fans across the Caribbean. Shallow then credited head coach Darren Sammy and the support staff for shaping the team's competitive edge, noting that the campaign restored confidence and reinforced the identity of West Indies cricket. Looking ahead, he pledged continued focus on building from their campaign and urged supporters to stand firmly behind the team as preparations begin for the next chapter. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, Virmala Balkaran. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. How are you this morning?
I'm good. You know, it's a nice Monday morning, you know, ready and gearing to start the week. What about you?
I'm good, just a little bit tired. I really wish that the weekend was a bit longer, but that's okay.
We all wish, right?
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the weekend is just getting shorter and shorter. But you know what? February was actually a really short month, so I should not complain.
Very short. Yeah. After the whole year of January, February went by like that.
And can you believe it is the 2nd of March? So
already.
The third month of 2026 is already here. Also, it is Women's History Month, and we are gearing up as well to celebrate and observe International Women's Day.
On March the 8th, right?
Yeah, that's right. So a lot happening this month, and we are looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the stories of inspiring women around the country.
That's right. Also, Carrie, you know, we live in such a beautiful, cosmopolitan, melting pot society. We're not only celebrating or observing the holy month of Ramadan and Lent, but also I think we are gearing up to celebrate the Hindu festival of Pagwa or Holi.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything is just so intertwined, and again, I love how we do everything in unity in this country. We don't have that fighting across creeds. And you know, the different cross sections of society.
That's right. I absolutely love it. So that's starting the morning on a really inspiring and a beautiful note. Also today, I'm going to find out where in the world is Carrie going today.
Is that a new jingle?
It is. I'm going to coin that. Like I'm going to register that.
Oh, so I'm like the new Dora, right? The Trini Dora.
I have no comments, just without the bob. Well, I'll see you on the show today, Carrie.
All right, looking forward to it.
Right.
Thank you so much, Virmala.
You're welcome.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going after this break.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CSIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
This powerful verse from the Holy Quran invites us to embrace reflection, self-discipline, and spiritual renewal. Join us daily on TTT Limited for special Ramadan features, inspiring messages, heartfelt moments of devotion, and reflections that uplift our nation.
Came out from underground, doing the
22nd, March 2026. The time now, it is 6:10 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Over the weekend, the government of Trinidad and Tobago expressed full support for the United States and Israel's military action in Iran as tensions escalate in the Middle East. So in an official statement this weekend, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs said it supports continued U.S. efforts to prevent regimes from acquiring nuclear weapons capabilities that could threaten international peace and security. The ministry also described nuclear proliferation as a grave threat to the global community. Now, at the same time, it, of course, expressed sympathy for all loss of life and affirmed solidarity with Gulf states, including the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Qatar, that have come under retaliatory missile attacks. But the safety of Trinidad and Tobago nationals in affected countries, of course, remains a priority. Citizens have been urged to shelter in place, avoid travel to the region, register with the ministry's system for nationals abroad, and please ensure your travel documents are up to date. The ministry also reminded nationals that UK transit visas are required in emergency travel planning. But there was some brief confusion this weekend after a statement was temporarily removed from the ministry's social media page. But the Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers clarified that this release was incomplete and required adjustments, not that Trinidad and Tobago had shifted its position at all. He also stressed that the country's support for the United States, that remains firm. The military operation, dubbed Operation Epic Fury, involved coordinated U.S. and Israeli strikes on hundreds of sites across Iran aimed at dismantling nuclear and missile capabilities. While Iran responded with missile and drone attacks targeting Israel and several Gulf states hosting U.S. military bases. Well, Trinidad and Tobago has been the only Caribbean nation so far to publicly support the United States in this matter. The Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bisasa has aligned her government closely with Washington on national security issues and is scheduled to attend, as you know, the Shield of America Summit in Florida on March 7th, hosted by President Donald Trump. Interestingly, Guyana's President Irfan Ali is the only other CARICOM leader invited. Well, shifting a bit to some domestic governance this morning, in a rare show of bipartisan unity, the House of Representatives passed the Miscellaneous Provisions FTAF Compliance Bill 2026 with all 36 members voting in favor. The bill strengthens anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing laws, enhances transparency requirements, expands investigative powers, and really focuses heavily on beneficial ownership disclosure to ensure that companies and trusts clearly identify who ultimately controls them. Now, it also introduces administrative fines, strengthens the Financial Intelligence Unit, and updates reporting standards to meet Financial Action Task Force requirement. So the goal here is clear. Close the regulatory gaps and avoid international scrutiny that could affect investor confidence and banking relationship. So, in short, transparency is no longer optional. And of course, we'll continue unpacking all of it throughout the program today. So this is where you want to grab your coffee and settle in, because Trinidad and Tobago starts now.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
It's that time of the year again, my friends. You feel it in the air. Football, football, football. It's back. Everyone's locked in. This is Richard Torpedo Thompson, and my Trinidad and Tobago people. I'll stay this straight. Fans make the game. Cheers, chants, passion. That's the heartbeat of football. There's only one 12th man that really brings the energy. That's Andre Errol Batiste on TTT. Every Thursday on TTT. Don't miss it.
Health and wellness, the core of our existence on planet Earth. Let us hear the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional medical community, scientists and climatologists. Caribbean Medical TV is geared to developing a consciousness in our people in terms of our health and lifestyle. Knowledge is a very powerful tool, and we must empower ourselves with the information to protect against chronic and other related diseases. From the impact of climate change on our health to NCDs, Season 3 of Caribbean Medical TV tackles the challenges we all face, giving our citizens hope for a better tomorrow. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV.
For all the stories that you see here, follow us for that and more at TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, or you simply want to collaborate with us, you know we really would love to hear from you. You can contact us today at ttt@ttt.co.tt. And please be part of the conversation that's shaping our nation each and every day, Monday to Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Trinidad and Tobago Today, news you can trust, and of course the stories that matter. Well, so much happening in Trinidad and Tobago, as we said earlier, celebrating the Year of the Fire Horse. In case you missed it, the 4th Chinese Spring Festival Temple Fair kicked off on Saturday. Now, while the event showcased the community's vibrant culture, it also served as a reminder of the deep diplomatic and economic ties between Trinidad and Tobago and China. Our reporter Faith has this report.
Celebrations began on Saturday for the 4th Chinese Spring Festival Temple Fair. This includes a showcase of culture through food, music, dance, clothes, jewelry, and more. President of China Society Charles Cheng said this season provides a chance of reflection, offering a sense of new hope.
Today is more than an event. It is a celebration of culture, color, heritage, and the shared community spirit. Chinese New Year is a time of renewal, gratitude, and reunion, a season that invites us to reflect on our journey and step forward with fresh hope and renewed purpose. Though we may be far from our ancestral homeland, these traditions continue to live.
Chinese Ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago Ren Hongyan highlighted the contribution of the Chinese community to the economic, social, and cultural life of Trinidad and Tobago.
It offers our friends in Trinidad and Tobago a wonderful opportunity to experience the richness of Chinese culture, from delicious food and lively music to traditional art and a strong community spirit. More importantly, it brings us together in friendship, unity, and shared celebration. China has always supported dialogue, mutual respect among different civilizations.
Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Wilfred Morris said the celebrations demonstrate the melting pot that Trinidad and Tobago is, noting that the partnership between both nations continued to bear fruit.
In September last year, the government of the People's Republic of China generously agreed to provide an aid grant valued at approximately $94 million, which will be used to acquire much-needed equipment for the public service. Efforts are underway to establish a new forensic and pathology service facility, which will also proceed with significant Chinese assistance.
Minister Morris commended the Chinese embassy for the ongoing success of the festival and for its continued support and assistance of local students and youth who have had the opportunity to visit China. Faith Cheriot, TTT News.
The Year of the Fire Horse was ushered in on the last day of February, with celebrations transforming Anchorage Chaguaramas into a vibrant cultural hub over the weekend. In its fourth installment, the festival engaged guests with a rhythmic fusion of music and dance, alongside a savory spread of authentic Chinese cuisine.
From the rhythmic pulse of dragon dances to the aromas of food, the Anchorage was transformed into a vibrant cultural hub. Marking its fourth year, the Chinese Spring Festival Temple Fair saw a surge in participation, drawing crowds eager to experience the rich heritage of the Chinese community. According to the event's performance coordinator, the evolution of the festival has reached a new peak, noting that the scale of this year's cultural displays was officially bigger and better.
As we did it, we started knowing nothing, and we started very small, and we learned on our way. We're still learning because we have lots of things to do, because we haven't done any other, like for the year, we haven't done any other like events like this for the year. So we're learning as we go along, you know, and we think we're getting better, and we're learning from our mistakes.
Performers from Mexico share their expertise, training alongside the Trinidad and Tobago team, a merging of culture that President of the Mexican Lion Dance Association, Eric Chong, commends.
Share this friendship and show that the art and the culture, it's not belong just to one country, it belongs to, all the world. And this is one of the most beautiful ways to show it, that different countries, especially in America, we can share together, be friends, and continue spreading the culture and the arts.
The highlight of the event is a dragon boat race with multiple young racers bracing the waters. President of the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce, Kiran Singh, emphasized on the importance of encouraging and supporting the youth in the sport.
There's positive development for the youths in this country. This race is an exciting opportunity for youths to demonstrate the abilities and talents that they have. And of course, they portray themselves so professionally at such a young age. It is certainly something that the sport and discipline in this country encourages.
Faith Cheriot, TTT News.
Well, last week we spoke about this situation, definitely a heartbreaking one. A young ocelot treated by the Laramine Vet Clinic is recovering swiftly after being admitted with injuries likely caused by illegal hunting. Now, this case drew national attention, with Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Kennedy Swareting, condemning the harm to this environmentally sensitive species.
Yes, Papa Ute the ocelot is stable. Stable means that he's no longer has any great level of blood loss. The injury site is stable, and we have him on IV fluids. He is able to eat, he's passing urine, so pretty much, yes, he is stable.
It's a story that captured the hearts of wildlife advocates and animal lovers across the nation. Named Papa Ute by Dr. Kiran Singh of the Laramine Veterinary Clinic, the young injured ocelot was found in the forests of Granville Cedrus.
The image in my mind associated with him and so on was when he was shot there, he would have been asking, these are the Papa boy, the people of Trinidad and Tobago supposed to be the Papa boy, but where's the Papa boy? No. So that's why I got the name that he was calling out, Papa, where are you? And that's how it stuck with him.
Now under the care of Dr. Singh, Papa Ute is making a swift recovery, just 4 days after the heartbreaking discovery. Dr. Singh discovered that the animal may have been shot by hunters, an act that is strictly prohibited under the Conservation of Wildlife Act of Trinidad and Tobago.
We observed that he had a gaping hole underneath his neck with several porcupine quills around it. So initial thought was maybe it was a fight with a porcupine he was hunting with. But as we began cleaning the wound and investigating, we realized he didn't just have a porcupine attack. There was actually a gunshot in.
Dr. Singh said it is important for citizens to ensure the protection of endangered species, advising to stay abreast with information under the Environmental Management Act before venturing into wildlife habitats.
For my own part, when we publicize things like this, the first question we get from the public is, can we have one of this as a pet? And that is where the EMA has to, when they see that these questions are being asked, they have to go out there and put out the information about the ocelot. No, you cannot have this as a pet. It's a wild animal. You should not be a part of the wild animal trade, So they do play a key and critical role.
The case also caught the attention of Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Kennedy Swarat-Singh, who also has responsibility for the environment. He condemned the harming of these wildlife and reminded that it is strictly prohibited to harm, hunt, capture, trade, and kill these environmentally sensitive species. The minister commended the concerned citizens, the game wardens of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Forestry Division, staff of the La Romaine Veterinary Clinic, and the Reptile Conservation Center for their efforts in ensuring Papa Ute is safe. Minister Swarat-Singh advised the Environmental Management Authority to work more rigorously with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Wildlife Section of the Forestry Division to bring perpetrators to justice. This incident follows the killing of an ocelot on December 10, 2025. The animal was discovered in Grand Riviere, Togo by a community conservationist.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Sending all the love and healing energy to Papa Ute this morning. And thanks to everyone working together to ensure that T is rehabilitated. While continuing, Minister of Tertiary Education, Professor Prakash Basad, is encouraging youth to not shy away from the subject of mathematics, since its practical uses can be far-reaching. And he was speaking at a Neahurst Teachers Virtual Curriculum Award ceremony.
The National Institute of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology held its award ceremony for Teach Me Teachers Virtual Curriculum Competition on Friday. The activity celebrates the achievements of both students and teachers who have demonstrated excellence in the program. Neahurst Acting President Judy David says the activity goes beyond competition.
It is a platform for growth, a launch pad for imagination, and a celebration of the skills that matter most: critical thinking, collaboration, confidence, and innovation.
The initiative has been around for more than a decade and challenges educators to bring science and technology alive in classrooms while challenging students to merge coding, design, and entrepreneurial thinking. The Neahurst Acting President says the results are evident and exciting.
Strengthening both their teaching and digital skills. Students have built immersive projects on platforms like Roblox, projects that connect theory to real-world challenges, engineering concepts to mitigating environmental hazards. And these are not just exercises, they are sparks of creativity that ignite a culture of innovation across our nation.
And Minister of Tertiary Education, Professor Prakash Basad, says this exercise makes STEM exciting. He says more innovations are needed to make education on the whole more engaging.
I had a student who was a musician. He designed a robot that plays it, the tabla, the first of its type in this world. Actually, we use that robot as a teaching assistant. For one PhD is finished, and we look at another one. He used the robot to teach his class, and the results were that the students who were taught by the robot did better than the students who were taught by the teacher.
Faith Chariot, TTT News.
Introducing the new Sun Mix Nut Bar. Available in 3 delicious flavors: granola raisin nut, almond cranberry crunch, and coconut almond crisp. All packed on a rich bed of dark chocolate.
Taste the good life, snack right. Taste the good life anytime. Good life, good life. Sun Mix.
Sunshine Snacks Sun Mix Nut Bar. Taste the good life.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody. Kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba vijani. Oh, shun mi ba yeah. Oh, shun mi ba vijani. Arubita, yeah 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 yeah.
Well, this morning we're chatting all about NIB changes and your retirement. So joining me on set is Mr. Schubert Andrews, manager of the UTC Port of Spain Investment Center on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Mr. Andrews. How are you today?
I'm good.
Happy Monday morning.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for having me, and thank you to your viewers.
You're most welcome. It's good to have you here. So first things first, the National Insurance Board has recently increased the contribution rates, right? Mm-hmm. Why is it important that citizens know that NIB is only part of their retirement planning? It's just a part of it.
Well, think of the NIB as a financial floor. It was designed as a social safety net to provide basic services in retirement. However, if it is, think of it as a house. A foundation is not enough for a house. You need walls, you need windows, you need a ceiling. And while the NIB will provide that basic infrastructure, you need the other things to build the rest of the house. And one of the options is private investing. Mm-hmm. Right, so as inflation, as the ratio of workers to retirees shift, the NIB, it will continue to maintain itself, but your benefits will not increase. So you will have to find other ways of ensuring that, well, you basically build the rest of the house in terms of your retirement.
Yeah. So, a lot of people actually believe that the NIB pension will be enough to sustain their current lifestyle after the age of 60 or 65. That's something you kind of grew up hearing, When I get my NIB, I'm good to go
pension,
and everything will be good. So can you tell us about the retirement gap and why private investment, as you just said, is now a necessity more than ever?
Okay. So the retirement gap is the difference from between what it is you receive from NIB and the actual income you will need to support yourself in retirement. And generally, let me give you an example. Most of the pensioners receive the basic benefit, which is $3,000. So to give you an example, if let's say your monthly expenses are $8,000 and you receive $3,000, that $5,000 gap is your responsibility. And the way to fill that will be private investing.
That makes sense.
That's what's called the retirement gap.
Okay.
That difference.
So with more money now going toward the NIB contributions, Mr. Andrews, I want you to tell us, disposable income is tighter for the average worker. What is your advice now? Tell me, for someone who feels that they can't afford to invest in this moment.
So we hear this concern every day. People say that every month they have financial imperatives. You have your rent or your mortgage, you have utilities, your food, groceries. And a lot of people feel that they can't invest, they can't put aside that money to invest in their retirement. The thing is, we tend to treat retirement or saving for retirement as a discretionary thing. So we pay everything else, and whatever remains, we're going to save that and invest it. So we want to change the mindset. We want to change that around, right? When you're budgeting for the month, you put that down as a fixed expense, right? Retirement savings, right? And it's a simple thing. What you can do, you can set up a standing order, $100, $200, set up a standing order, let it come directly from your salary so that you won't feel it, right? And in that way, you will be able to save and not whatever remains. That's what we do now. Whatever remains, we save and invest, but we want to put it down as a fixed expense. We want you to change your mindset. So now it becomes a fixed expense, and you put that down in your budget to pay first.
Okay. So is there a difference between how a 25-year-old or let's just say a 45-year-old, not singling out anyone, adjust their investment strategies in response to these NIB changes now?
So, yes. The simple question is, the simple answer, is yes, absolutely. But the difference is, the one thing that you have to look at is time. So your greatest asset right now is time. So let's say a 25-year-old like yourself, all right. Your greatest asset.
Thank you for saying that.
Your greatest asset is time, not your salary, right? So if it is you're 25 years old now, you have 35 years to retirement. You have 35 years where you can build retirement savings.
It's a long time.
Yes, a long time. So and you can start very easy. You can start with something that you won't feel. Say this, one by one, this full basket.
Right.
So you start very, very small because you have more time. Right? As opposed to a 45-year-old, they have like 15 to 20 years to retirement. So they will have to put aside more money because they have less time. Again, the real thing here is time. If it is the earlier you start, it's the better for you because you may start with a small amount, but as your salary increases, you can increase the amount that you pay towards it every month. Right? But the thing is, you need to do an assessment of what's required at retirement, and based on that, decide how much you have to save for every month. You have to save every month.
So if you want to secure your financial future, what investment options does the UTC offer to, support our NIB benefits?
Right. So we have three pillars. We talk about three pillars of investing. We believe at UTC, like NIB, we believe in having a solid foundation, and we basically have three investment vehicles that we want to point people to. The first is the individual retirement unit account. It's an equity-based account. It's basically designed for long-term growth. That's our growth pillar. Right? But basically it's designed to help with inflation, because inflation erodes the value of our money, so it basically keeps pace with inflation. The second one is the URF, it's the Universal Retirement Fund. Again, it's basically we invested in stocks and bonds, and it's portable. That's our flexibility pillar. So for freelancers, contract workers, and people who have their own businesses and stuff like that, if you don't have like a corporate pension, you can provide that yourself. It's portable, you can move it around if it is you move, and again, it's designed for long-term growth. And then the final pillar, it's we call it the golden standard. It's our Pension Plus. It's a tax-approved deferred annuity, which includes a life insurance. It includes life insurance. And one of the greatest benefits of that is your contributions are tax deductible up to $50,000 a year. Right, so that we feel will help you in terms of your savings for retirement.
Yeah, Mr. Andrews, before we close, I want to ask you, what advice would you give to young people about, investments and about thinking about the future? Because a lot of times, the younger folk would just like to live and just be merry and take it one day at a time. But as you said, fill the basket one by one, right?
Yes.
What would you tell them?
So it's time. The thing is, time is on your side as a young person. So the thing is to act now, right, and make it seamless. So set up a standing order, $200, $500 for the month. So you won't even feel it coming out. It wasn't. Be deliberate about what it is you're doing, and once you start, and the fact is you can start anytime. If it is you start early, that's fine. If it is you start later, that's fine too. It's better to start early, but if it is you don't, you anytime is a good time to start. We have 9, the Trust has 9 investment centers. We have some agents. We have our social media platform, our website, ttutc.com, www.ttutc.com. Just go up and get some information, read up about it and think, come in and visit us, And as I said, the thing is time. Time is on your side for the young people. So take the opportunity now, to start, to set it up and start saving.
Right, thank you so much. Some wise words to kickstart your Monday. Think about the future.
Yes,
the future is coming really quickly.
Very, very quickly.
As we were just saying this morning with Andrews, we're a third month of 2026 already. Yeah, so
yes.
time is really flying by. All right, any closing words to? I know you told everyone get the information online, visit one of the 9 centers. But any closing words before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you for having me, for you and your viewers. I'm hoping that this information that we shared this morning will be useful and people can start saving for their retirement.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shubert Andrews, for joining us, the manager of the UTC Port of Spain Investment Center. Well, the time now, 6:43 a.m. on Trinidad and Tobago today. Hope it's a beautiful Monday morning for you. Lots of traffic today for some reason, but hope you're doing well in it. When we come back, TNT Today continues.
Hey young ones, TTT's Terrific Toon Time is just for you. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's adventure-filled too. Join us as we follow the characters you know and love. See what our hero Zack gets up to in Super Z. Dive into the action with Bugs Butt Ignition. Put on your explorer's cap and join Dada and Dada on their next adventure. And of course, we can't forget our cosmic friends on Galaxy Kids. Don't miss it. It's Terrific Toon Time only on TTT.
This Ramadan, join me, Sherilyn Lewis, for Ramadan Reflections, a weekly television series exploring meaningful conversations on fasting and the significance of the holy month. Airing every Tuesday at 8:05 p.m. on TTT, beginning Tuesday, 24th February, we delve into real, relatable topics that inspire spiritual growth, discipline, and understanding during Ramadan. Let's reflect, learn, and grow together this blessed month.
All creation
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true, His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Actually, I think that 13 minutes before 7 o'clock. Leadership is being redefined in real time. And on March 13th, some of the most forward-thinking minds in business will gather right here in Trinidad and Tobago for the Distinguished Leadership and Innovation Conference. Well, joining us this morning is the CEO of the UE Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business, Mr. Mariano Brown, to tell us why this event matters now more than ever. Welcome to the show, Mr.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
It's been quite a while. It's good to see you again, and it's good to have you on this show.
Always good to see you.
All right.
Whether I'm looking at you or whether I'm speaking to you in person.
Good. That's great. I love that. Well, viewers hearing about, we're calling it DLIC. Am I correct in that abbreviation?
Leaders, yes, Innovation Conference.
If they're hearing about this for the first time, what exactly is this, and why should leaders especially pay attention to this conference?
Well, business is not only about the present, it's also about the future. And essentially, the key word in that term, DLIC, is Distinguished Leaders Innovation Conference. So it really has always been, and we've been doing this for roughly 30 years. This will be about our 27th conference. So it's not new. And what we do is we bring international speakers, people who are in the business of innovation, who are in the business of business, and in terms of what the business landscape looks like, to anticipate the changes, what's taking place, what you need to look at, and also to how you need to change some of your business practices. So this year, in keeping, and I think everybody's been looking in the papers, who's been following business, has been hearing about artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. So this year, we have on the table artificial intelligence, and we're bringing two speakers who are going to bring this to the table, and also to talk about how do you get your organizations ready to address some of these matters. Mm-hmm. One is Ian Can. Yes. His book is Undisrupted, because there's been a lot of talk about how AI, how artificial intelligence, in fact, generally how computer science has disrupted the world of business. Mm-hmm. So that's on his part. And on the other side, we have Mr. Roger Spitz, who is going to talk about actually coping with disruption. Mm-hmm. Quite the opposite. In other words, how do you anticipate it? What do you do? How do you move on? Yeah. One's going to be live, one's going to be virtual. Okay. Right? So very much in keeping with the times, with the age, mm-hmm. in terms of our virtual world.
Which brings me to my next question. Why is this conversation so urgent right now, Mr. Brown?
Well, if you read the business press, you will see that there's a huge amount of investment taking place, and most of us don't seem to understand it. I mean, I was attending a program run by one of our local innovators, and who is also very much in the business of what one would call artificial intelligence. And he was making the point that every day we sign up on a whole set of programs for free. And we don't understand, and we talk about we want to be careful about our data, mm-hmm. not understanding that when we are signing up for free, what we are really doing is agreeing to give away our data. And he makes the point that when we think about data, we think about address, name, and so on. It's more than that. He makes the point that, for example, Facebook looks at you from approximately 65,000 different angles. Now, you can't do that. One person can't do that. So you really need computational science. And that's a whole series, if you want, of programs, ideations, which effectively look at your habits, your patterns, and map them. So they begin to know what your preferences are. So if you ever look and you get a feed or you get a reel,
yes.
How did that happen? Well, because they've been looking at what you've been doing.
That's right. And not necessarily because they're reading your mind. We like to think, if we just think about something, it's going to appear. It's an actual science. It's the algorithm.
It's an actual science. It's the algorithms which are used. So they actually keep track of what you do, where you go, what you look like, and they prompt you. So most times we think of that we're getting our ideas, and our ideas are, we are in charge of our ideas, not understanding in many ways we're being mapped, we're being led, we're being directed.
It's shaped.
So it's shaped. So the issue is, and one of the key things, and we don't treat data as though it's a key aspect of our business. But more and more, what IT is allowing, what artificial intelligence is allowing, is the ability to map your customer, to understand who your customer is, what your customer is, and what your customer is doing.
Yeah.
Now, everybody thinks that it's far away. It isn't. It's right here. If you think about it, if you look at the papers, look at the ads, see how many people are advertising there. Now, on the same token, go onto your Facebook page and see how many local ads are coming to you.
Wow.
Right? People are switching. They're changing. So the newspaper model is not the same.
Yes.
And we've seen, for example, Newsday has closed, where we've always had a problem with how does the third newspaper survive. Right? But that is also a function of the change in the model,
yes,
which is taking place all around us. So the reality is, how do we adapt our business to understand what is taking place? And that's really the whole idea of disruption, because that's what AI does. It's disruptive. It changes business models. It changes the way things happen. And how do you prepare for it? How do you prepare your business? How do you deal with your data? How do you address your data? How do you keep it? Most of us don't. Right? But that's one of the key things, that's the key foundation of all your success.
Right.
Your business model.
Yes.
And it's really built on your customers' data. And how do you get it?
Right. Well,
so that's part of what this conference is about. It's about adaptation. It's about understanding what AI is doing in the world of business and how it's affecting you, even though you think you're free from it, and how it's affecting your business.
Yeah, Mr. Ron, let's talk about the conference itself. Let's talk logistics. What is the investment? How can people register for this? And what can they expect to leave, with after this?
Well, you leave an appreciation of the landscape. And we'll be doing in part of the workshop, when most people come and they sit down and they listen. Part of the workshop is actually, it is just that, it's a workshop.
Okay.
It's actually to walk you through some processes. And one of our presenters, who should have been here with us this morning, but I think he got a little sidetracked with regard to the time.
Okay.
Right? He has what is called a future readiness score. Right? Because he's built a sort of future readiness overall system, operating system. How do you get ready? How do you future-proof your business? How do you do things? So it's an actual business exercise. So part of this is not just simply you coming and you're going to sit down and listen and you're going to hear nice things. What we really want you to leave with is something that you could use. Right? So it's really about, it's a practical session, ideational, cognitive. You're looking down the road, you're hearing what happens, you're understanding how it takes place, things that you're not doing or you should be doing, or perhaps are happening and you're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
So that's part of where we're going to. It's about addressing what we need to do to be more aware of the changes in our environment from an AI perspective.
All right, Mr. Brown, before we wrap up, what's your final message to viewers this morning, ahead of the conference?
We want to see them. We want them to come. Right? We often don't place a value on information, and we often don't place a value on conferences of this nature. But they are important, because they are important in the sense of repositioning the business in terms of where you have to go. It's taking place on March the 13th. It's at Hyatt Regency. And all you have to do is to look up Arthur Lock-Jacques Global School of Business on the internet, and there will be a link there. You click on it and register.
Yeah. And it sounds like a really good opportunity, for the leaders or up-and-coming leaders as well. Who should attend this?
Well, what you will get, of course, business decisions are made by executives. So you want your executives, but you also want your managers, and by definition, to be aware of what is taking place. Most people are feature or focus on the operational decisions, but operational decisions are often driven by what you will call your business model, what you need to do, how you're going to assemble it, what you need to do to look forward and to anticipate. So it's not only about what's taking place, but also about what you need to be aware of so that you can anticipate the future.
Yeah, so this is taking place on March 13th.
March 13th.
Yes.
Hyatt Regency, Arthur Lock Jack Global School of Business.
Leaving you with the closing notes, exactly what you need to look for, and go online, the Facebook that we've been talking about.
Facebook, and you can find us there.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mariano Brown, for joining us. The Distinguished Leadership and Innovation Conference, DLIC, taking place March 13th. If you don't remember that, after the number of times we've said that, March 13th at the Hyatt Regency. So you can go on Facebook, look them up, and of course you can register as well. Just about 3 minutes before 7 o'clock, Carrie comes up next with a major network news. The show continues on Trinidad and Tobago Today when we come back.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible. The Truth of God, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the TTT network.
Hey young ones, TTT's terrific Toon Time is just for you. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's adventure-filled too. Join us as we follow the characters you know and love. See what our hero Zach gets up to in Super Z. Dive into the action with Bugs Butt Ignition. Put on your explorer's cap and join Dada and Dada on their next adventure. And of course, we can't forget our cosmic friends on Galaxy Kids. Don't miss it. It's terrific Toon Time only on TTT.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
This powerful verse from the Holy Quran invites us to embrace reflection, self-discipline, and spiritual renewal. Join us daily on TTT Limited for special Ramadan features, inspiring messages, heartfelt moments of devotion, and reflections that uplift our nation.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Prakash Prasad, Minister of Tertiary Education, is encouraging young people to embrace mathematics, noting that its practical applications can open doors across a wide range of careers and industries. He made the remarks while addressing the Nehurst Teachers Virtual Curriculum Awards ceremony. The National Institute of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Nehurst, hosted its award ceremony on Friday for the Teach Me Teachers Virtual Curriculum Competition, celebrating students and educators who demonstrated outstanding performance in the program. Acting President Judy David said the initiative extended beyond competition, highlighting its broader impact on teaching and learning.
It is a platform for growth, a launch pad for imagination, and a celebration of the skills that matter most: critical thinking, collaboration, confidence, and innovation.
This initiative has been around for more than a decade and challenges educators to bring science and technology alive in classrooms while challenging students to merge coding, design, and entrepreneurial thinking. The Nehurst acting president says the results are evident and exciting.
Strengthening both their teaching and digital skills, students have built immersive projects on platforms like Roblox, projects that connect theory to real-world challenges, engineering concepts to mitigating environmental hazards. And these are not just exercises, they are sparks of creativity that ignite a culture of innovation across our nation.
And Minister of Tertiary Education, Professor Prakash Prasad, says this exercise makes STEM exciting. He says more innovations are needed to make education on the whole more engaging. In other news, the Year of the Firehorse was ushered in on the last day of February, with celebrations transforming Anchorage Chaguaramas into a vibrant cultural hub over the weekend. In its fourth installment, the festival engaged guests with a rhythmic fusion of music and dance alongside a savory spread of authentic Chinese cuisine. According to the event's performance coordinator, the evolution of the festival has reached a new peak, noting that the scale of this year's cultural displays was officially bigger and better.
As we did it, we started knowing nothing, and we started very small, and we learned on our way. We're still learning because we have lots of things to do, because we haven't done any other, for the year, we haven't done any other events like this for the year. So we're learning as we go along, and we think we're getting better, and we're learning from our mistakes.
Spirit performers from Mexico shared their expertise, training alongside the Trinidad and Tobago team, a merging of culture that President of the Mexican Lion Dance Association, Eric Chong, commends.
Share this friendship and show that the art and the culture, it's not belong just to one country, it belongs to, all the world. And this is one of the most beautiful ways to show it, that different countries, especially in America, we can share together, be friends, and continue spreading the culture and the art.
The highlight of the event is the Dragon Boat Race, with multiple young racers bracing the waters. Kiran Singh said the race is a positive development for young people, giving them an opportunity to showcase their talents while demonstrating professionalism encouraged by the country's sporting culture. In some sport news now, West Indies captain Shai Hope has accepted responsibility for his side's 5-wicket defeat to India, a loss that has ended their campaign at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Reflecting on the match at Eden Gardens, Hope acknowledged that batting side fell short, but insisted there are positives to take from the tournament.
Yes, I'll take the blame if that's what you want me to say. I should have batted a lot faster. But again, something that you want to be a bit better, especially at the top of the innings. You want to set the tone as a batter, and even as a captain, especially when you're leading from the front, you want to put your hand up, but it doesn't happen today.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. After the break, we return to Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Now listen, this is your boy Carlos Edwards. And as a former player, let me tell you, it's the fans, man. The fans that made the game, that's the 12th man right there. And when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, there's only one 12th man you need to know. My guy, Andre Baptiste on TTT, is bringing the heat every Thursday.
This Ramadan, join me, Charlene Lewis, for Ramadan Reflections, a weekly television series exploring meaningful conversations on fasting and the significance of the holy month. Airing every Tuesday at 8:05 p.m. on TTT, beginning Tuesday 24th February, we delve into real, relatable topics that inspire spiritual growth, discipline, and understanding during Ramadan. Let's reflect, learn, and grow together this blessed month.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Today we are marking Zero Discrimination Day, observed internationally on March 1st yesterday, a day dedicated to promoting equality, dignity and respect for all. Now in Trinidad and Tobago, the Equal Opportunity Commission plays a key role in protecting individuals from discrimination in areas like employment, education, access to goods and services, and accommodation. As we continue conversations about fairness and inclusion, it's important to understand both our rights under the law and the mechanisms in place to protect them. Well, joining us this morning is Mr. Haran Ramkaran, Director of Legal Services at the Equal Opportunity Commission. Mr. Ramkaran heads the legal department at the Commission, a role he has held since 2012, and holds a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of the West Indies, a legal certificate, education certificate from the Council of Legal Education, and a Master's in International Business Administration from UWI. And he's previously served in corporate legal and compliance roles at the Telecom Services of Trinidad and Tobago and the TNTech, and of course within the Ministry of Attorney General. In his current role, he provides legal advice and guidance to the commissioners and staff in carrying out the Commission's statutory mandate. Thank you for joining us this morning, Haran.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
I know you wanted me to shorten your bio, but honestly, I just couldn't, because you are definitely very qualified to have this discussion with us this morning.
Thank you.
So I want to jump right into it. As we observed yesterday, Zero Discrimination Day, help us to understand the significance of this, and why is this conversation particularly important in TNT, especially at this time?
Well, Zero Discrimination Day is a day in the United Nations calendar It was initially created by a specialist UN organization called UNAIDS, which is a UN organization that focuses on the fight against the stigmatization and discrimination and all things associated with HIV and AIDS. However, and while we wish to always maintain that message, because persons who are affected and infected and affected, that's the correct terminology, infected and affected by HIV and AIDS face special discrimination and stigmatization. The message of Zero Discrimination Day has expanded beyond that to look at why the discrimination in the wider society generally. How we treat with one another, how we react with one another. As a matter of fact, for 2026, the theme of Zero Discrimination Day is people first. So that, in other words, you don't only just focus on the negative treatment that someone has received, but you also focus on putting people first, on how we interact with each other. Instead of saying that people are being discriminated somewhere else, how are you treating someone? Put people at the center of the conversation.
Yeah. Also, can you break down the mandate of the commission, the Equal Opportunity Commission? Tell us exactly how the act that it operates under protects citizens.
Yes. Well, the Equal Opportunity Commission is a statutory body. It is created by the Equal Opportunity Act, which is an act of Parliament. The Act was passed in 2000, and the Act created, two institutions, the Equal Opportunity Commission, and it created a second institution, which is the Equal Opportunity Tribunal, and they are a court. They are chaired by a judge, and they're separate and independent from us. Now, the Act was passed to prohibit certain kinds of discrimination. It is focused on discrimination in 4 broad areas: in employment, in education, in the provision of goods and services, and the provision of accommodation. And let me just stick a pin and say that although it is a public sector body, the Act applies to employment, in both public and private life. So if you're being discriminated on your job in the government service, you can lodge a complaint with us. But if you're being discriminated in your job in the private sector, you can lodge a complaint with us. The thinking is that the Equal Opportunity Commission was created, among other things, to receive complaints from members of the public. So the Act didn't just prohibit discrimination. Well, sorry, let me go back, take a step back.
Sure.
It prohibited discrimination in these 4 areas, but the discrimination must be tied to personal and inherent characteristics known as status grounds. Currently, the Act protects against discrimination on 7 grounds: on the ground of your race, on the ground of your ethnicity, on the ground of your religion, on the ground of your sex, on the ground of your marital status, and on the ground of your disability, and on the ground of origin. So if you're being discriminated, so just to put a practical example, if you're being discriminated in your job on the ground of your race, your religion, your sex, you can now lodge a complaint with us. So apart from prohibiting this discrimination, the Act created a mechanism by which persons who have suffered this discrimination can access redress. That is to say, they can lodge a complaint with the Commission. We are mandated to receive and investigate the complaint. Where possible, we try to conciliate the complaint. That is to say, we try to bring the parties to the table to see whether you can have a discussion. In the past, people had asked us, if they come by us, how much money do we award them? And we say, no, we don't award money because we're not a court. We try to bring parties to a table to have a conversation. If it cannot be resolved, this is where the second institution comes in, and that institution is the Equal Opportunity Tribunal. The matter could be sent there, and there you go before a judge, and you have a hearing before the judge. Now, the difference between the two is that conciliation is a voluntary process, meaning you can try and resolve it. The two of you try and resolve it yourselves. When you go before a judge, however, it's a different process. It's almost like going before any court, like say the High Court, the Magistrates Court, the Industrial Court. The judge sits there, they call the matter, you have your lawyers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that is basically the complaints process from beginning to end.
So many people associate legal matters strictly with court proceedings. However, the EOC emphasizes conciliation, also mediation, I believe. Can you explain what that means and why the Commission focuses on resolution beyond litigation?
Yes. Well, conciliation and mediation is what is known in the legal profession as ADR, that is alternative dispute resolution. It is an alternative to going to court, because going to court is very expensive. You have to pay your lawyers, then you have a very cumbersome processes. Many times we hear about matters being thrown out of the court because of the High Court, and you see reports in the newspapers because, for example, the lawyers did not file this in time, they didn't do this in time, they filed an application to do this, so that you try to, and sometimes doing that, it's part of the process, as they say, it's part of the game of litigation, but it may not necessarily bring a resolution to your substantive dispute. Because let us use the example of discrimination in employment. If you were discriminated based on your religion or your sex, the fact that your matter has been thrown out because you didn't file a document in time does not really bring a resolution to you. So that which is in a number of recent years, even the judiciary, they've moved towards the creation of a mediation board because they said, perhaps if the parties can sit around a table, and sometimes when you sit around a table, what you realize is maybe what a party really wants is something else. Sometimes an apology is enough. Sometimes a party might just want you to say, I acknowledge that I did something wrong. I apologize. Maybe we can make some form of recompense. So that's the whole point behind it, that you allow the parties to at least try and have this conversation before sending them to courts, as it were.
I know you touched on this before, but I really want to come back to this. In practical terms, what type of discrimination actually falls under the Act, and in areas of public life are individuals protected? That's something that, people always wonder.
Well, yes. No, the Act is very broad, so that, for example, if right now, for example, I can just give an example.
Sure.
One of the complaints we're dealing with was a young lady who was employed in one of the government ministries as an engineer, who said that she was transferred. She was transferred from her job after making a complaint of sexual harassment. Now, this is just her allegations. I don't want to say that the ministry did this or didn't do this, but I'm just giving you an example of the type of allegations we deal with, because sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination in employment. So therefore, her complaint will fall under discrimination in employment on the ground of sex, because she's saying that after making this allegation of sexual harassment, I was transferred from one department to another. So that our mandate, for example, we can write the permanent secretary. She listed a number of persons. We can write the PS. We can write the, and say, could you provide a statement? Could you provide documents? Could you provide all of this? We have the power to investigate. And this power to investigate does not exist. It applies to any investigation you do, whether it's the public sector or the private sector, because at the same time, we have also dealt with complaints. I'm just using the example of sexual harassment in the private sector. We've dealt with those sorts of complaints as well. And, it's the same thing. We would write, whenever we receive a complaint, we're obligated to write to the other side if we're investigating it. Generally, this is what we do. We write to the other side and say, this is, so these are the allegations that have been made against you. Can you provide us a response? And we would actually list out what are the documents, for example, or what are the information, what are the statements we would like you to give in response.
Yeah. Now, from a national perspective, and I know you'll agree with me on this one, addressing discrimination, do you think it strengthens our social cohesion and it really contributes to the development of Trinidad and Tobago holistically?
I think it does, because I think disputes are a fact of life. All of us have disputes. I mean, even as a simple thing in our home life, we have disputes with our siblings, our parents, our spouse. So we have to find a healthy mechanism by which to resolve the dispute. Because if you have, we've all had this personal experience in our life that you have an issue and you stifle it and it grows inside of you. So that I think any mechanism any system that provides a mechanism for resolving disputes creates a healthier society.
Yeah. Now, some forms of discrimination are obvious, but of course there may be some subtle ones as well. How does the Commission address cases where unfair treatment may not be immediately visible or noticeable or openly stated?
Well, what you look at normally in a case of discrimination is how a person was treated in comparison to other persons.
Okay.
So let's just say, I'm going to give an example. No one was promoted this year. Then, although you may feel discriminated, it is difficult to point to discrimination if it is no one was given a promotion or a transfer or a benefit or sent on training or something like that. Now, if you weren't sent on some sort of benefit, because we wanted to put the complaint where someone said that they weren't sent on training, but other people were. So what helped that complaint was that lady was able to point to other people who were sent on this training that she wanted to go on. Now, if, for example, we all know that many of us, many institutions suffer, a downturn in financial resources. If they say, well, we don't have the resources to send anyone, then it's a lot more difficult to say you were discriminated against if no one received this benefit. But if someone received that benefit and you did not, then that would help your case of discrimination. Because really discrimination speaks to inequality of treatment. That is to say, someone was treated better than you, other persons were treated better than you.
I see. Now, what is the process for someone who believes that they've experienced discrimination, or what steps should they take to reach out to the Commission? How do you begin that process?
Well, to begin with, it's necessary to lodge a complaint, but you have to do so within 6 months. It is unfortunate that sometimes we've gotten complaints and the person waited a year or they waited 2 years. And so our legislation, we're constrained by a 6-month limitation period, so you have to come within 6 months. It's very easy to access the Commission because you can lodge a complaint online using our website. You don't now, if you want to come into us, you can do that, but it's not necessary. You can simply go to our website, which is www.equalopportunity.gov.tt. People always say equal opportunities, but it's singular, equal opportunity.
Right.
Yes. You can always Google it, Equal Opportunity Trinidad, and you'll find our website.
Okay.
And on the website, you can actually click and lodge a complaint. You should be able to upload your documents, but even if you can't, someone will reach out to you in due course, and you can email whatever documents you have, if you have any.
Now, beyond just handling the complaints, I know that the Commission also engages in public education and outreach. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so I always like to say the complaint process is perhaps reactionary in that someone has to lodge a complaint. You know, sometimes in the past persons had said, well, have you seen so-and-so in the news? What are you doing about it? And unfortunately, no, we can't just walk into a situation and you know, insert ourselves.
Yes.
Someone has to have lodged a complaint.
Right.
But there are proactive things that we can do. For example, part of our mandate is to publish guidelines for the avoidance of discrimination. And for example, if you go to our website, the same website, www.equalopportunity.gov.tt, you can download guidelines that we have published, guidelines on employment, guidelines on sexual harassment, and guidelines on disability. Then we engage in public outreach and education. You know, many times, many businesses, many public sector institutions, many organizations, for example, the Rotary clubs, they might ask us to come and, can you talk to our membership, just give a short presentation. Our presentation can be short or long depending on the needs of the audience, so we do that a lot. And we've also tried to do a lot of advocacy. For example, we were in a partnership with the UWI in terms of that allowed researchers to come in and do research using our files.
Yeah.
So these are the different things that we're involved in, really.
Yeah, I love that. And so as Director of the Legal Services, what message would you like to leave this morning with our viewers, individuals, employers, institutions, about, you know, their shared responsibility in advancing equality and fairness for all, not just in light of what we celebrated yesterday or observed, but, you know, just going forward?
Well, I think the biggest message really is that quite apart from looking at it from an institutional perspective, given the theme of this year's Zero Discrimination Day, which is people first, I think it's better if you look at it from a personal perspective. Don't just say, what is my company doing, or what is my employer doing, but also ask, what am I doing? You know, because sometimes the ill treatment that someone receives might start with it comes from an individual. It's difficult to say that an inanimate object like a company has treated you badly. It has to be normally a person who driving this activity. So always think about, you know, the simplest rule: treat others as you would like to be treated. I think that's. And put people first. Always put people first in everything that you do, not only in discrimination, but in all matters.
Yeah. You know? And you'd encourage people to obviously utilize the services provided.
Yes. And if you have a question or query, you can always contact us.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Is there anything being done to observe Zero Discrimination Day going forward, or that's it for the end of you know, Presto or anything like that? Any other events to mark Zero Discrimination Day for you all this year?
Not necessarily, because you know, other than internal office events, yes, I don't think we have any.
But it's always an ongoing conversation.
With it's an ongoing conversation. So that's why, although we use this Zero Discrimination Day as an opportunity to get out there, you don't want to make it only about this Zero Discrimination Day, because, as I said, it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, and one that we continue to have.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Haran Ramkrantz, for joining us. Zero Discrimination Day, it was observed yesterday, March 1st. I'm glad we cleared that up. For some reason, I came into the show today thinking, oh my gosh, it's the first day of March. It's actually the second day of March. Time is really, really flying. 7:20 9:24 a.m. That's the time. How are you doing in the traffic this morning? How was your weekend? Are you well rested? Maybe you got up to so many things that you're a little bit tired today. Well, whatever you're doing, we're so glad that you're staying with us on Trinidad and Tobago today. When we come back, the show continues.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I'll get right to on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Kids, speak up against abuse.
It is not acceptable for you to be abused in any manner.
From your parents, family members, or peers.
You
have the right
to refuse
the abuse.
Report it to anyone.
Guidance counselors,
doctors, teachers, or even your neighbors.
Anyone who can help.
Speak up
against abuse. Speak up. Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
This Ramadan, join me, Charlene Lewis, for Ramadan Reflections, a weekly television series exploring meaningful conversations on fasting and the significance of the holy month. Airing every Tuesday at 8:05 p.m. on TTT, beginning Tuesday 24th February, we delve into real, relatable topics that inspire spiritual growth, discipline, and understanding during Ramadan. Let's reflect, learn, and grow together this blessed month. We're spotlighting a growing movement that's bringing women together through health, community, and empowerment. The Walking Circle and Social Club is an all-female walking community founded in January 2026, just the other day, with a simple but powerful vision: to create a safe, inclusive space where women can prioritize wellness, build meaningful connections, and support one another. Now, since its first walk, the movement has grown rapidly, hosting consistent Sunday walks and expanding into engaging fitness events across the community. Joining us this morning is the founder of the Walking Circle, Miss Nkosi Gittins. Good morning, Nkosi.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So this morning we began the show by saying, you know, it's a very important month for women. It's Women's History Month. Also, we're approaching International Women's Day. So it's a really Femme Charged Month.
Yeah.
And we're so glad to have you here to kickstart the week. The Walking Circle and Social Club. What inspired you to create this, girl? And was there a gap that you saw that needed to be filled?
Okay, so it all started for me as a New Year's resolution. In 2025, I really wanted to start back my health and fitness journey. So I wanted to find something that I could be consistent with, something that's easy. First of all, I thought about running, and I quickly realized that was not the space to start. So I did walking, and I did that for the entire year of 2025. However, within that year, I realized that I did some research actually, and I realized that there was no space for women to walk or any clubs, all-female walking club.
Yeah.
So the idea kind of clicked. So I told my two sisters about it, Nia Douglas, who is our social media manager, and Gabriella Gittins, who is our production manager and admin assistant. So they were on board from jump, right? So we took some time and we planned, and it kind of turned into this. So we meet every Sunday and we walk. Yeah, we meet for like us around 6 o'clock.
AM or PM?
AM. It's up pretty early.
Get up early and go walk.
Yeah, but the turnout has been incredible. The ladies have been dedicated to showing up. So that's how it really started.
You know, this is it's kind of cool, and it's a really niche thing, and you just found like anybody wants to walk together, like come let's walk. So you began with your first official walk on, well, you really hit hard January 4th. You were serious about this New Year's resolution. Now since then the response has been tremendous. I can only think about that. Now, what do you think has resonated so strongly with women? Is it the need for that, you know, that communal space, that safe space?
Yeah, I think that is the biggest factor here. I think that women really want a space where they could connect with other women, a space where they could feel safe, and I think that we have provided that that community from the responses and turnout that we have so far. It has only grown since then. So January 4th to now, we have had a lot of women join our walking club. So that is something that we really are proud of.
Yeah, you say community, and I know it's more than a fitness group, right? So this is about sisterhood, even accountability. So it's like, you know, if you're walking and you say, okay, well, I didn't see you yesterday, or let me just call you and find out, are you okay? Or we have goals, and that empowerment, it's so, so, so important.
Yeah.
So what does it look like on a Sunday morning when you all get together?
Okay,
see some pictures on the screen.
Yeah, so we
did Galentine's as well.
Yeah, we had a Galentine's Day or walk on Pilates where the ladies came out. That was in around West Savannah, where we were wearing our reds, our pinks, our purples. So that was really a really fun and bonding experience with the ladies. So a typical Sunday would normally look like we meet for 6 o'clock. We have a short briefing, we do some stretches, and we start walking. Some days we only walk. Some days we do have activities. Normally we have walk and Pilates, walk and aerobics, walk and Zumba.
I love it.
It's really a fun experience.
And where is it?
So we are based on the east. Our main locations are at Etihad Savannah, around West Savannah. However, we do have other places we go to. So for example, we were at the Lady Chancellor location yesterday, and we walked the entire thing and back, and it was really, really a good experience for the ladies. So we really did enjoy that.
And what's the number of your group right now?
A typical day would be over 100 ladies, maybe 100 to 150. Some days a bit less, but I think we always are over 100.
Yeah.
And it's really growing.
Yeah. And it's always important when women can come together and really provide that that physical, mental, and emotional support for one another. In your experience, how has that been? I'm sure you've met, you know, some women who really needed that.
Yes. So a lot of the ladies come there. They really want someone who they could walk with, have interactions with. Some people, they really want that push. So we want to try to encourage them. We encourage them to go at their own pace, so there's no one pace to go at. So it's really we encourage them to interact with each other, make a friend, bring a friend. So it's a really good experience.
Yeah, and
really
in 2026, more than ever, I feel like a lot of women are struggling with something. Hormonal imbalances, polycystic ovaries, a lot of different health struggles, and again, mental struggles, emotional struggles. And as you said, you've seen this. How important do you think it is to have that sense of community? And as we approach International Women's Day as well, we love the fact that women can come together and really just have this shared safe space and really have all these goals together. How important do you think that is for women?
I think it's really important. We try to create a space where whatever health issues we have, because we have a lot of ladies with different health problems, and with the walking circle, because it's walking, it's something that is a low impact. So it's nothing that is too strenuous for you to do. Like I said before, we do encourage you to go at your own pace, or whatever health issues you have, because it's just walking. There's nothing too rigorous for you. And for whatever reason, if you feel like you're falling behind, we are always there to with you every step of the way. So there's no, you will not feel like you need to be in front with everybody.
No one left behind.
Exactly, no one left behind. And I am normally behind with the ladies who are a bit, who like to cruise, I like to call it. And I am always there with them from start to finish. We don't leave them at all.
Okay.
So yeah, there's whatever health issues you have, I think that this is a really good space to start with, and for something that you want to be consistent with as well.
Yeah, and not just with the walking circle, but in general, fitness is really important. And as someone who's very involved in fitness, what would you say to the people who may not be able to necessarily make it to meet you in the East, but looking on from wherever in the world, how important is fitness for your mental health and clarity as well?
I think for me at least, when I'm feeling like stressed or overwhelmed, I feel walking for me really gives me mental clarity. So if you cannot join the walking circle, we would encourage you to do what you can, where you can. So if you're in South or wherever, and you can't access us, we encourage you to do what you can at home. So if you can walk in your community area, you should do that. If you could join the gym, you could do that. Whatever could make you consistent, we encourage persons to do that.
Yeah. So what's the long-term vision for the walking circle?
The long-term vision for us is really to build community. The walking circle, we want to grow in numbers, of course, but we really want to have a bond with the ladies. We don't just want to show up on Sundays and walk and go home. We really want, with the activities that we have, I think that created a space where we could really bond together. And from the walks that we have so far, I think ladies have already make friends. They walk together during the week because we don't do it during the week. So yeah, even for me, I met so many wonderful women, and I think that is the biggest takeaway from this whole community building experience, is getting in community with other women from different age group, because that we have a number of women from different age group, and it's really the connection we want to build with these ladies.
Yeah. Have you seen any transformation so far? Not necessarily physical, but it can also just be mental or emotional.
I definitely see physical transformation for me, along with a calorie deficit, of course. I have, with consistent walking for the year of 2025, I lost about a little bit over 30 pounds. So it's really a good tool for weight loss.
Wow.
In terms of endurance, I could walk for hours. It really has given me energy. It really has given me energy and stuff like that. And like I said, for mental clarity, if I feel stressed, a bit, a little under it, walking for me lifts my spirit. So it helps in all areas.
Yeah. Well, Nkosi, as we approach International Women's Day as well, what message would you like to send to the women of Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, for International Women's Day, which is for on a perfect day, Sunday for us, we are having an event at the Etihad Savannah where we will be having health professionals and stuff like that coming in, and we want the ladies to focus on their whole well-being, mental and physical, and educational as well, hence bringing in the health professionals. So we're going to have that. We're going to have aerobics as well, something that's fun to end. So we really encourage people to join us. Well, if you want to be a part of it, you could definitely check us out and reach out to us as well.
Social media pages?
So we are, you can find us on TikTok.
Oh.
the Walking Circle on Instagram, the Walking Circle _TT. You could click the link in our bio and you will find a form for you to fill out to join our circle. You could join our WhatsApp group on our Instagram bio, and it will take you directly to our to the WhatsApp group, and from there just sign up and just meet us on Sunday.
All right, thank you so much, Nkosi. The sense of community, it is really something that empowers women, and it's always amazing when women hold hands all the way to the top. Just about 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. I think you're probably on your second cup of coffee. I don't know, but I think I need it as well. Well, we've got to take a little break. When we come back, so much more on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
This powerful verse from the Holy Quran invites us to embrace reflection, self-discipline, and spiritual renewal. Join us daily on TTT Limited for special Ramadan features, inspiring messages, heartfelt moments of devotion, and reflections that uplift our nation.
Stories that you see here, follow us for that and more at TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, or you want to collaborate with us, you know we'd love to hear from you. Contact us today at ttt@ttt.co.tt, and of course, be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation every day. Trinidad and Tobago Today, news you can trust and stories that matter. Well, A powerful community initiative focused on empowering girls through sport. The conversation on women or that female support this morning. Absolutely love it. Sisters Huddle, a growing movement dedicated to helping girls start and stay in sport by reducing both real and perceived barriers to participation. Through advocacy, structured programming, and community support, the initiative aims to unlock the transformative power of sport for young girls across Trinidad and Tobago. Now, at the helm of this movement is Quinese John, founder of Sisters Huddle and Sport for Development practitioner at IBIS Sports Hub. Now, she's currently preparing to host a fundraising brunch in support of the pilot project Playtime, an intervention program for girls aged 11 to 15 in secondary schools. Hi, Quinese. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
We've had a really female-charged discussion this morning.
Yes.
What a show, and we get to end with you.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what inspired you to launch Sisters Huddle? And that's a really interesting and a cute name. And why did you feel there was a need for this type of movement?
So sports, it can be an intimidating word for girls because there isn't much play happening for girls, right?
A male-dominated industry.
It's considered a male-dominated space.
Yeah.
And so because I wanted to attract girls to sport, I thought, okay, what do we do in sport? Because I'm a past national rugby player. So I thought about my journey as like, but we're always in a huddle. Right? Huddle represents community, huddle represents, a sharing, a bonding. And I said, okay, I think we'll go with that because it's identifiable as sport, but it doesn't say sport, you know. And Sisters, because it's a girl-centered program, it's a program designed to help girls. We meet girls where they are, and then we introduce them to different sporting activities to get them active, because just like the guest before, we recognize that women need their own space, because sometimes sharing space with men can be intimidating, and so we wanted that safety for our young girls.
Yeah.
And on top of that, in secondary schools, and some secondary schools, they don't have access to sports. And access to sport means that if you can go into a school and ask what sports you have for girls, and they could tell you none. And so that was the alarming trigger for me, being a sport for development practitioner, stating and knowing my sporting environment, thinking that we can do something about this, and what better time than now?
Yeah. Now you're launching a pilot project, as I said at the start. It's called Playtime.
Playtime,
and it's for girls ages
11 to 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about that. And why did you choose that age group?
We choose that age group because from age 9, most children stop playing. Right? They stop doing sport. They like structured sport because of SEA. And so they lose 2 years of psychosocial development as well as physical development. And during that, it's a very sensitive time in their development period biologically. And so we needed to, I thought about where can I influence? And the influence is in the transition into secondary schools.
Right.
And so when they go into secondary schools, during the July, August, and that first year of secondary school is a great time to intervene, to reintroduce movement, reintroduce sport, reintroduce physical activity, so that they can develop healthy habits for movement and for play, because play is important. Play brings joy. Play helps you develop.
Yes.
It helps you with your empathy. It just generally helps. And what I've recognized through observation, our children are just not playing enough.
Yeah.
They're going into sports, yes, and they're going into a structured environment, but the focus is or has been athletic development, right? And so there's a difference between participation, just do the sport for doing the sport's sake, as opposed to you need to develop to become the next top athlete.
Yes.
And so that's the differentiation in our program. We meet the girls where they are. We introduce it in a fun and safe environment where the coaching as well is different. The coaching is not punitive. It's, you could do that, and let me challenge you to do a little better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
so it's not punitive as in, because sometimes coaching can be punitive,
Yeah.
right? Or the perception of coaching can be punitive.
That's right.
And so we wanted the coaches in our program are women. We want to create a space for women to lead as well. Our current statistics in coaches is pretty low, and so we thought, why not lower the entry to coaching in a fun and safe environment for the coach as well, so that they get to share their passion and love for the game.
Now, your program is built on 4 pillars, I believe. So it's movement, health, life, skills, and community.
Yes.
Can you tell me what each of these pillars look like for you, and what do they mean for you, and why was it important to include these 4 pillars?
The 4 pillars are important because sport is a reflection of life, right? And so when we're thinking about a holistic child developing, we have to think about all those pillars: the health, the movement, and when we speak health, we speak period health and breast health, because there are lots of myths and misconceptions around it, around those 2 areas with regards to being physically active and being in sport, right? One of the sessions, we had our breast health session, and one of the girls said, "Miss, if I get hit in my breast, I'll get cancer."
Oh.
Right? And so there are little preconceived conceptions, right, that they have, that they learned from their environment, but the only people who can demyth it or debunk those myths are people in sport who have that lived experience.
Yes.
And so that's one of the important reasons we have positive, role models, the women as coaches.
Yeah.
The other piece is the life skills. Our girls are growing up in environments where there are dangers. And so I feel as though we have to use sport to help them prepare, to help them build their confidence. And we have embedded interpersonal communication, we have embedded consent and refusal skills, and we also have embedded conflict resolution, because that's something that we come across every day, conflict. And so for them to recognize and not take things personal and get emotional, because we have a perception that women are very emotional, right?
Yes.
There's this perception. And so we want to equip the girls to make them confident. It's really about confidence.
So sport goes beyond physical activity.
Of course.
And it's more long-term development for these girls.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So you're hosting a fundraising brunch now.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that and how the proceeds will directly impact the program.
So all the proceeds from the fundraiser goes into the programming. So the design of the program, it goes into the onboarding facilitators, onboarding the coaches as well. It's important because for a long time, sport has been relatively free, voluntary, right? And I think we have reached a stage in our society where volunteerism is needed, but we also need to compensate coaches for their time. And so that's an element of it. We also want to ensure that the girls have sports bras and sneakers and t-shirts and pants, because these are barriers to their participation that often go overlooked. And so we wanted to raise funds to be able to give the girls that sporting start.
Yeah. Now, from your experience as a sport for development practitioner, what difference have you seen in girls who have consistent access to structured sports programs?
It does a lot for them, to be honest. If I look at my experience and even the girls that I've trained for the past, I've been in coaching for almost 17 years now. And what happens? They have a presence. They have confidence in their decision making. It transforms how they interact with others, what they tolerate and what they don't tolerate. They take initiative. They are team builders. They are, they cooperate with others. Some of the girls that I've interacted with, they're able to identify when somebody needs help and offer that support. So those are some things that you learn in the sporting environment that we take for granted. And even as I develop this project, most of my support have come from sport at this point in time, or having that understanding of sport. So yes.
All right.
So that's it.
So where can we check you out on social media before we wrap up?
Of course, at Sisters Huddle on TikTok and Instagram. If I just share about the brunches in Belmont.
Right.
At the community center from 10 to 2 p.m. We have DJ Oswald, Music Mansion, and Moose, a spoken word artist, coming to work with us, to provide the entertainment. So
check them out.
It's going to be fun
on social media, and contribute as much as you can. 5 minutes before 8 o'clock, this is where I say thank you so much to everyone working behind the scenes to pull it off. The first day of first week of March. We're gonna leave you with some music this morning. A really special song, Melanie Hudson, I Will Always Be There For You. Hopefully that sets the tone for your day. Have a beautiful Monday, March 2nd, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock where we do this all over again. Bye-bye.
Setting no rules for the younger ones, bringing such grief and sadness into my household. In the end, they're still my daughters and sons. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you. Everybody always call me a blessed mother. Mama Trini, God must love you, they'd say. Hello, high water, I would just rise and embrace you, protecting my children in every way. Even when you fight and argue about different fathers, remember, the middle passage brought them straight to my door. Mama never worry about no race, I just love them. And so my blood is spoiled when you start to walk. I will always be there for you. No matter what you do, whatever joy or pain that you are going through, I will always be there for you. I will be always there for you.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CSIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Kyrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The Minister of Community Development and Culture is reassuring citizens that the government's presence and actions extend beyond Port of Spain, emphasizing that it is actively engaged in communities across the country. Minister Michelle Benjamin was speaking during community outreach activities organized by her ministry in the Princestown region.
I stand firmly committed to one simple but powerful principle. Government must go to the people. And that is what we are here to do today. For far too long, many citizens have felt that accessing essential services meant traveling long distances, standing in long lines, filling out complicated forms, or navigating systems that seem distant from their daily realities.
She noted that the reality is people should never feel far from the government. Minister Benjamin said bringing services directly into communities is a sign of respect and care.
We demonstrate care. We demonstrate that the government belongs to everyone, not just to those who can easily access Port of Spain. Because sometimes persons in rural communities like mine feel that government, it's only in Port of Spain. Government belongs in spaces and in communities like ours. Services belong to the people of Tableland as much as it belongs to the people of Port of Spain.
Elder says his constituency and constituents have been leading innovation that has changed this country for decades. He was speaking at the Caribbean Gas Company Limited Labre Innovation Challenge Award ceremony. He said the program is a growth accelerator for innovative entrepreneurs in the area, which at times is not given credit for its successes.
It proves that innovation does not belong only to big cities or large institutions. It belongs here, in Labre, in the dreams of ordinary people who dare to think differently. This is why this government has acted decisively. Through the creation of the Ministry of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence, we are leading the transformation of the public service into a modern digital institution.
In other news, the Ministry of Defense has announced a mandate emphasizing discipline, conservation, and strict enforcement measures to coincide with the start of the turtle nesting season on March 1st. As the turtle nesting season begins, the Ministry of Defense highlights Trinidad and Tobago's global significance as home to the world's highest density of leatherback sea turtles. Nesting sites like Grand Rivere and Matura Beach attract turtles that travel thousands of kilometers to return each year. Protecting these sites is both an environmental and economic priority, supporting regulated tours, local guest houses, and community-based employment through ecotourism. The ministry reminded the public that turtle nesting is legally protected, with strict penalties for interference, poaching, reckless driving, or other activities that disrupt conservation. Citizens are urged to reduce light pollution, respect boundaries, and report illegal activity. In sport, West Indies captain Che Hope has accepted responsibility for his side's 5-wicket defeat to India, a loss that has ended their campaign at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Reflecting on the match at Eden Gardens, Hope acknowledged the batting side fell short, but insisted there are positives to take from the tournament.
Yes, I'll take the blame if that's what you want me to say. I should have batted a lot faster. But again, something that you want to be a bit better, especially at the top of the innings. You want to set the tone as a batter, and even as a captain, especially when you're leading from the front, you want to put your hand up, but it doesn't happen today.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From all of us here, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.
Discover calligraphy and the charm of it all. Hello everyone, welcome to the Tao of Chinese Calligraphy. Let's meet our three distinguished guests who will reveal the backstories of some Chinese calligraphy masterpieces. They are Central Academy of Fine Arts Professor Chu Zhengzhong, Minzu University of China's Professor Meng Man, Vice President of the China Calligraphers Association Ye Peigui. We also have 30 calligraphy enthusiasts with us. Welcome to the show, so let's look at the calligraphy classic. Lan Tun Ji Shi by Wang Shichi from the Eastern Jin Dynasty.